These marketing mistakes that new startup companies make could kill the business.
Okay, you gotta be careful around these parts.
Today's video is gonna start with a story from Linda. She used to work for a local accounting firm for many years, and recently she's been looking for more freedom and possibly higher income. So she finally decided to start her own business as an individual accountant to provide service to the public. Linda is very excited and she makes some flyers that tells people how good of an accountant she is because she has years of experience and a full long list of awards and certifications she has received in the past years. So Linda thinks, I look so professional, I'm such a great accountant, and I'm sure the flyers will totally work with no time. But the problem is she barely receive calls from new customers or clients. She's been wondering what exactly went wrong until she came across with this book, Building a Story Brand by Donld Miller. After reading this book, Linda realized that she made two major mistakes that most of the new entrepreneurs would do. If you are a startup business owner just like Linda and struggling to bring customers in, the next 10 minutes is for you. I will quickly go over the main takeaways from this book with you so you will have much better chance to build your successful business.
That's the key to any successful business venture.
Hi, my name is James. I read so you can save your time. Now get your pen and paper ready for some valuable notes. The first mistakes that a lot of people would do is they create irrelevant information or content to customers. Why? Because people always get obsessed with the brand or product they create. Let's think about this. How many times have you introduced yourself or service to customers like this? Hi, my name is James. I have years of experience, like 10 years, 20 years of experience in this industry. These are all my clients. And also, what's more, I've won this 1, 2, 3, 4 awards along the way. And guess what? I'm super knowledgeable and client-oriented. So I believe you should totally hire me. But what really in our customers' head is, why should I care? Like, you guys are all saying the same thing. Every single one of you guys. Why should I hire you instead of the others? So yes, this is what I call irrelevant information. And Donald believes new business owners make this kind of mistakes because they never really figure out what the customers want and what their problems are. So let's say, for example, you're a car dealer. Instead of giving those non-stop how amazing this car is, why don't you just give the key to the customer and let them sit in there and feel it? So you can go like, hey, you want to go for a test drive? And if they say yes, along the way, then you can figure out what the customers really want and need. Then you can introduce this product and tell the relevant information to your customer. The next mistake is also very common to see. Let me ask you this question. How do you feel when you see a flyer with bold of text on? Hard to understand, right? It's very hard to digest because it's got too much information. But look around the world. What kind of product or social media accounts gets the most attention? Are the ones that talk about all professional terms and stuff that people can barely understand? For example, maybe a health channel. Do you think people will be interested when a doctor talks about our bone and brain structure? No, people are so impatient nowadays. So we should make our content or information as easy and digestible as possible. And here's a guideline for you. Make sure to write it down. If an 80-year-old grandpa who only went to elementary school could answer the following questions after watching or reading your marketing material, then you're good to go. What do you sell? Why should I buy it? And if I'm interested, where can I find it? At this point, you might be thinking, yeah, these two common mistakes, but why are they dangerous? Firstly, Linda might think marketing is just so useless. Oh, I don't want to waste my time and money and energy on this anymore. I just want to focus 100% on my product and service because I'm so sure that it will work by just people spreading the words. But the ugly truth is time has changed. Things are no longer the same as 20 years ago. Secondly, Linda may only has a very small amount of money to kickstart her business. Now she has wasted a part of it in marketing. So it's not only that it kills the motivation, but it also potentially kills the business. That's why it's very dangerous. But how can we avoid this kind of issues? Here comes the best part of the book. Well, at least I personally love this part the best. So I would suggest you guys to pay extra attention and take notes. We have a guideline here. So when you make your marketing plan or ads, these are the things that you should be looking at. The first thing you should be thinking is you want to provide an image. Well, this image is not only a physical photo or picture. You want to ask yourself this question: what's the end goal by using your product or service? And you want to give that imagination to your customer so they can start building their own imagination in their head. If you want to go visit Fuji Mountain, you have to take flights from somewhere around the world to Japan, and then you have to go to the hotel you booked, and maybe the next day you take a travel bus or whatever, shuttle bus to see the Fuji Mountain. But let's look at this picture here. You will be relaxing in a jacuzzi and looking at the mountain if you come to our hotel. So subconsciously, what does it mean? It means you are a bold winner of life. And that's the image this picture tries to put into your head. Isn't that a great photo? And then in this image, you use this one line to tell the customers what exactly they will get from you if they use your service or product. And that's so-called the end goal. So Steve Jobs put an image in our head that if we use Apple's products, then we are innovators, we are game changers, we are different, we are the coolest people. Now, you might want to ask, where should I put this beautiful ending image? Donald believes that this is the very first thing that you want your customers to look at when they get exposed to your marketing material. But you might be thinking, how do I create this kind of image? Where should I be looking at to start with? There are 3 levels of problems that you can think of and analyze about your customers. So the 3 levels of problems are external, internal, and philosophical.
Oh my God. Shit happens. Get the whiskey.
Philosophical problem. For example, let's say I want to buy a Tesla. The external problem is I need a car. And the internal problem is I want to try something new. I'm kind of like a tacky young guy, kind of cool, want to try something different and possibly save some money on gas. And the highest level, which is the philosophical problem, I want to protect the environment. So you want to understand your problem and build your ad and marketing campaign around these 3 problems. But some business owner might say, hey, look, I have different services or products to offer. Which service or product should I be targeting at? And that comes to the next part, having a focus point. Let's use hotel as an example again. Usually, hotel offers accommodations, spa, entertainment facilities, and so on. But when it comes to marketing, less is more. So you have to come up with that one most important thing that you want to deliver to your customer. So you need to condense that into just one line of sentence, as short as possible, as clear as possible. So yeah, one image, one line. And of course, that focus point could be what benefits your customers if they use your service, or it can use the next strategy as well. We can talk about the losses. Psychologically speaking, people care more about what they might lose if they don't react now than they will get after purchasing. So for example, pest control. Instead of talking about how you can get rid of all the pests, why don't you talk about the damage those pests causes? Sometimes those pests can cause hundreds and thousands of dollars damage to your house. So you should get that problem addressed right now. But of course, don't do it too much because people hate it when you overdo it. And now when it gets to this point, you might want to ask, I'm a new business, how to convince people to use my product? So the next step is to provide a solution plan to your customers. Something as simple as if they're not happy, you can give them refund. So what that does is it lowers the difficulty to make decisions.
This way is much easier.
Just like Amazon, it's much easier to make decisions without any worries because if I don't like the product, I can return this within the next 15 or maybe 30 days. So it actually gives a stronger motivation to the customers to spend money. Oh, you think it's done? Not quite yet. Statistics shows that it helps to boost 20 to 30% of revenue if you use the next strategy properly. And that's call to action. Something just like this. Oh, you only spend 5 to 10 minutes to watch each one of my videos. But hey, you read 50 to 100 more books every single year. It's totally worth your time to hit that like button and subscribe my channel right now. Yeah, as simple as that. But where did I place that call to action? Usually it's either at the top right corner or the center area. Yeah, so now you might have a feeling. No business should ever leave the marketing plans alone. It's just so crucial. Without a good marketing strategy, no business can survive in the long term. The co-founder of PayPal, Peter Thiel, also talked about this in his book, From Zero to One. So I put a link here. I highly recommend you guys to check out that video. And of course, I only cover a small part of this book that I think it might be very helpful to the majority of people. If you're interested, I definitely recommend you to read the book cover to cover. So I'll leave a link in the description down below. Make sure to go check it out. Okay, that's it for today. I'll see you guys very soon.